I'm Steve Turano with Ask a Real Expert. One quick thing, if you have a question, shoot it to me through YouTube using the personal messages. Don't ask your questions in the comments of the videos. I love the comments and I try to check them. The only problem is there are so many, I get lost. So I usually select the questions from the personal messages in my inbox. A lot of people are asking about this. Steve, does weight training cause weight loss? And I think there are two aspects to this question. The first aspect is, does the actual act of lifting weights burn fat? And unfortunately, the answer is no. And I hear men and women say, well, I'm going to pick up the pace of my workout, I'm going to do a lot more reps, I'm going to have my heart rate increase, and that'll burn additional fat because I hate doing cardio. And that's not accurate. Think of it in these terms. When you are anaerobic, when you're exercising really intensely, your body cannot take in enough oxygen to feed that muscle. So the muscle begins to use the energy within itself. It uses the sugar and the creatine phosphate and the ATP within the muscle. When you're taking in plenty of oxygen, and you can go indefinitely, the body reaches outside the muscle for energy. In other words, fat reserves. So when somebody is doing 10, 20, 30 reps, regardless of what it is, and their heart is racing, they're anaerobic. They're burning primarily sugar. So the act of weight training itself doesn't burn fat. Does it burn calories? Absolutely. And if you train hard enough, the recovery burns additional calories. I've made a lot of people leaner without changing their diets, without including cardio, just by really picking up the intensity of their training. So they're building more muscle, they're burning additional calories. But the act of weight training itself doesn't burn fat. But here's the second aspect, which I think people are really asking. Hey Steve, if you lift weights and you have more muscle, will that burn more fat? Because I hear when you're more muscular, your metabolism's elevated and you burn lots of fat. I hate to be the guy to dispel this myth, but that's not true. You have a 180-pound guy who's real muscular. You have an 180-pound guy who's just very average. They're sitting there having coffee or they're working in the office. They're burning about the same amount of calories. Because big muscles that are not being utilized are like a car at idle. They don't utilize or require a lot of calories. Now when that muscular fit guy jumps into doing things, yes, he will burn more calories because he's in better shape and he has bigger engines or bigger muscles that need more energy. And let me give you an example. If bigger muscles burned so many more calories, there would not be a bulking and cutting phase. All these bodybuilders who were bulking, eating all this additional food to pack on all this additional muscle, I guess that muscle would take care of all the additional fat, so they would never have the bulking phase. They would just get muscular and more lean. But that's not true. Bodybuilders who are bulked up still have to diet and do cardio, even though they packed on all that additional muscle. Man, sometimes a little common sense makes sense. I'm Steve Turano. Train smart, train hard, love your body.